Welcome to the Weekly Mac. Today our show is a house full of music. We visit the little shop of horrors with the actress behind its main character, Diana Roig, and the assistant director, Daniel Meyer. The Barcelona band A Contra Blues presents their 7th album. Today, 3 Irishmen will compete for the honor, the glory, and a few laughs in our Guess What quiz about homes and their home country. All this and much more today in the Weekly Mac, your favorite TV show in English with Marcela Topor.
Hi there, we begin another show in English with plenty of facts, entertainment, arts and lots more. We'll learn a couple of new things and definitely will have a great time. Let's begin our words and facts section with Mario Serra, Ana Priscila Magriña and our reporter Humberto Gonzalez. Welcome all.
Hiya.
Welcome. Well, we start with Ana Priscila. This week you are going to prove false some things that people take for granted, right?
Yeah.
Last week, for example, you proved that Walt Disney's body being in a cryonics tank is just an urban legend.
Yeah, Humberto didn't know anything about that, but now you're more intelligent thanks to me.
Yes, I'm actually shocked. I think this should probably
More informed.
Yes.
But today we're gonna talk about something different, something completely different. If I ask you guys, which is the tallest mountain on Earth, which one would you say?
I'm doubting between Canigó or Everest. What do you think?
Canigó, that's a good one.
Well,
That's a
this
very
time
personal thing.
Yes. Well, this time you can't get me because it happens to be close to me. So I.
Okay, so don't say anything.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. But we're gonna talk about this.
Okay, well, we continue with Mario Serra. What are you going to talk to us today about?
Well, maybe you can guess it. I would say only 3 words. If I say diesel, nicotine, and sandwich, what do you think? It's not the title of a movie. It would be a very bad road movie, but
Right.
diesel,
No idea.
nicotine, sandwich.
My first thought is Betty Davis, but I don't know if I can tell you why.
This is at the title of this dictionary there, eponyms.
Oh.
All of them, all these 3 words come from a character, from someone who was behind them. Rudolf Diesel, a German engineer.
Oh.
Okay.
Then Jenny Cott and John Montague, who happened to be the 4th Earl of Sandwich. And he supposedly invented the first sandwiches. We are going to talk about eponyms. This dictionary, there are 400, but there are lots of them. Some of them are not obvious. And for instance, I would tell you who is behind leotards, those sexy, skinny thing that you sometimes wear when you make sport. Leotard.
That sounds promising.
Yeah.
And it seems we'll have some answers today, including the solution to last week's guess word at the end of this section. And we also have with us today Humberto, our loquacious and chat reporter who knows no shame, and that's why we like him so much. So Humberto, where have you been this time and what have you been up to?
Well, I have been looking into purses, and I
Purses?
mean literally looking into purses. So we went to San Cugat del Vallès, and I asked women and men if I could look into their purses and merces, which I want to talk to our audience a little bit about that. In the United States, we call a men's bag a merce.
A merce?
Yes, it's a man and a purse put together means merce for us.
Is it for real or what?
Yes, it's for real.
Okay.
What about this plate here?
Oh, that's something a little special that I brought to you guys, and I will wait to surprise you later on.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And let's take a look at the teaser.
What's in your purse? Danny, come on over. He's going to show us. I'm not going to steal it, I swear. Let's take a look. Ooh! Ooh! I don't want to get you all excited, but I saw some.
It's a
is it?
cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger, and you will have to wait until we show you that video.
It was nothing dangerous, I hope?
Oh, no. Actually, I take that back, but I will tell you more later.
Okay, we have a deal. And let's continue with Ana Priscila. So, you today came here to prove false.
Yeah, I
something.
was asking you, which do you think is the tallest mountain on Earth? And Marius was making kind of a joke, like a Canigó or Mount Everest. Usually we say Mount Everest.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you guys, I'm so sorry. It's not true.
My God.
No.
What they have been telling us at school, it's false. How is that? Mount
Exactly,
Everest,
how is
first of
that?
all, usually they say it's 8,848 meters, but that it is true and it's not true at the same time, because that's when, if we count the snow, but if we don't count the snow, it's 8,844 meters.
In the summer, you mean?
Well, I don't know, I'm guessing it's always full of snow. And secondly, Mount Everest in Nepal and in Tibet is not called Mount Everest, but they call it Everest after Sir George Everest. He was a great geographer, and he actually never saw Mount Everest. So it's just like, yeah, there's a mountain with my name, but I haven't seen the mountain at all. So if Mount Everest is not the tallest mountain on Earth, which one is it? Oh.
Can I say now?
Okay, venga, you go,
Okay.
Humberto.
All right, so this one we were taught in the United States because it happens to be in the United States. It's in one of my favorite places, Hawaii. And
It's a little, well, it's United States, but it's a little far away from inland.
it's one of our
In the
far,
middle
far,
of nowhere,
Yeah,
Pacific.
yeah.
far states in the Pacific. But I have something to tell you about the pronunciation of that name, unless
Okay.
you may know. But you go on ahead and I'll...
So you want me to tell it first, so I'm gonna say it
yes.
wrong, and then you can, okay.
No, I'll explain a little something later.
Okay, in Hawaii, we actually find the tallest mountain on Earth, but what's the problem? Mount Everest is the tallest mountain on Earth just above sea level. If we go to Hawaii, which is what you were talking about now, we find the tallest mountain on Earth. It is Mauna Kea. Is it the way you pronounce it?
Okay, we have two different ways of pronouncing it. An American that is not native to the island,
Yeah.
will pronounce it Mauna Kea. Mauna Kea.
Mauna Kea.
Mauna Kea.
Okay.
But the natives pronounce it Mauna Kea.
Yeah.
Mauna Kea.
I've been there, and they've got Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, which is the other one.
Yeah.
Two great big mountains, and they say Mauna Kea,
Yeah.
no Mona.
So
Very nice.
the Mauna Kea mountain
Yeah.
is 10,000 meters high, but just above sea level you can see 4,000 meters. So that's why it's not the tallest mountain on Earth, because it has a lot of it under the sea. Check it out. It looks like I have studied these days.
I am loving this show.
I think we'll have to
Excellent.
check the surface of Canigó. Definitely, because maybe Canigó is on something special.
I'm with you.
We'll check it out for
He
next
has a
week.
point. Okay, Ana Priscilla, thank you.
Thank you.
And now let's discover some eponyms with Mario Serra, but that will be after a short language tip.
Hi, did you know that funny has two definitions? The first meaning is the most common, which means amusing. For example, everyone says that JG's a really funny guy. He's hilarious, he knows so many jokes. But you can also use it to mean strange or peculiar. For example, that's funny, I swore I left my money on the table. Sometimes it can be hard to guess what context you're speaking in. So sometimes you have to say, if you say, for example, oh, James, he's so funny, we could be funny haha or funny peculiar. So the next time you're not sure about the context of funny, make sure you ask them, funny haha or funny peculiar. Thanks.
Have you seen the Little Shop of Horrors musical? You have the opportunity now. Don't miss our interview with the actor Diana Roig and the assistant director Daniel Meyer.
Okay, Mario, so tell us about eponyms. How are they created?
Well, eponyms are just transformers. First, you've got a character, someone, let's say Kafka, and with some peculiarity, his works, the castle especially, and then people start making some comparatives about Kafkaesque things, or maybe Machiavelli, the prince, and do you know anyone who is Machiavellic?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? Are you?
I am not. I know people who are.
Well, Machiavelli and Kafka were characters, but then Kafkaesque and Machiavellian are these eponyms, or male chauvinism.
Oh yeah.
After male chauvinism, there's a man, a soldier, who was called Nicolas Chauvin.
Oh.
He was a soldier in Napoleon's army, and he was so fond of Napoleon, and his patriotism was so exaggerated that people start to make him object of ridicule, right? So there are lots of eponyms coming from real characters. Now, what about if we play a little and I tell you some word and you tell me if you think it's an
Excellent.
eponym or not? What do you
Okay,
think?
let's see.
Let's try. First of all, I say fuchsia, the color. This
Yeah.
colorful one, fuchsia.
I love
It's-
this word, the pronunciation of
It's
it.
very difficult to pronounce.
It's so different from Catalan
Yeah.
and Spanish, right?
Yeah, in Catalan I
Which
would
is-
say fucsia,
Fucsia.
but in
Exactly.
English it's fuchsia. What do you think? There's someone after fuchsia?
I would
have no
say
idea.
no, for instance.
No.
No.
I have no idea.
No idea. And what about you, Marcela?
I
What
would
would
say
you
yes.
Yes. Ah, you're right. There was a man. It's usually in scientific works. This time is Leonard Fuchs or Fax. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's Fuchs. He
What
was
country was he
German,
from?
German botanist
right.
in the 17th century. In fact, Fax or Fuchs name.
Probably Fuchs if it comes from German, I
you would
would
say Fuchs.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so.
I have no idea,
I'm not
guys.
sure, though.
I'm sorry.
It's a delicate word, but
If anybody knows, just let us know. Yeah.
okay. In fact, he named a shrubby plant who has these colorful flowers, and then afterwards, the color, this pink purplish color that we call fuchsia or fuchsia, was named after him. Right?
It's a cool story, this one. I don't know.
Another one, which is I think easier, boycott.
I'm going to say
Okay.
this one, yes. It
Yes.
comes after somebody.
Have you ever been boycotted?
Well,
Umberto?
I boycotted and I have been boycotted, both, but I would say that no, I don't think that this one probably comes.
No? And what about you?
Sure, though. It rings a bell, so let's say yes.
Okay, 2-1, and yes, again. It comes from Charles Cunningham Boycott. It was in the 19th century. It was a former British military officer,
Yeah.
but he came to Ireland as a land owner, as a land agent, right? But he was not very fond of reducing rents, so Irish Land League start to boycott him.
Oh.
He didn't know even that his name was used against him, but he named this action of boycotting someone.
That has to be really frustrating that they use your surname for something that is not actually really good, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
He was a victim. He was victimized by himself. A third one. Let's go.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
ready.
Let's see.
Come on.
Do you know
We got to get this one, AP.
what's a
Yeah.
scalpel?
A scalpel. Yeah,
Scalpel.
to actually cut people when they're dead or something.
Like a surgical knife, right?
Surgical knife, right? What do you think? It's an eponym or not?
Well,
I say no. I say no.
the two you said before were a yes, so I'm guessing this is a yes too, because you didn't make anything up for the for this
Exactly.
One yes.
I said no.
You say no.
No.
No, 2-1. Please, you are going to lose that time because scalpel is not an eponym. It comes from Latin, from scalpellum, right?
I lose again.
Oh.
Okay.
And last one, leotards. Have you ever
yeah.
word leotards?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. No,
yeah.
everybody more or less. Well,
Yeah, I think I've worn them too.
That's nice and sexy. And
Well,
there's a
leotards,
man.
I don't know if they're really sexy. They are
It
usually
depends.
really thick, so you're not cold in winter or something like that.
Well, but it seemed to be comfortable.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because in all this fashion world, there are lots of eponyms. Cardigan, raglan, Stetson. But leotard comes from a French trapeze artist, Jules Leotard, who was the first to use them when he was acting.
Okay.
It's nice.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very
It's
interesting.
amazing how many eponyms we use every day
That we
without
didn't
being
know.
aware of it.
Without noticing, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have eponyms that come after women's? Because you just talked about men. It's usually just men, yeah, from history.
Good question.
Good
Usually,
question,
but
actually.
yeah, we'll check and we'll find some of them.
More homework for
yeah,
next
more
time.
eponyms, but family.
What
not
about
eponyms.
Magnolia?
Magnolia? Would be.
Yeah.
Ah, mira,
Magnolia.
sí, okay.
Yeah.
That's a
Lots of them come from
feminine
science,
word.
and of course there are lots of men and not women
Okay.
being famous.
Okay, so next time maybe more eponyms coming from women characters.
They're
yeah?
probably
Let's see.
named after
Okay,
something
and
bad.
now it's time to watch Umberto's video.
Okay.
Right? So Umberto, were you surprised to see what people have in their bags?
Most of them were very regular things, except that for this one guy, which you will see. And when he took this spray bottle out of his bag, I was like, oh my God, why are you carrying this here? Still today, there must be some reason that's still happening. And I thought I was going to get what was in that bag. That's why I was a little scared. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Hey guys, today we're gonna find out what people carry inside their bags. I actually carry a ball cap in case that it rains. I carry mints in case I interview people. And I carry, ooh, that's not mine. And I carry a passport in case I get arrested for asking people what's inside their bag. Can you tell me what's in your bag?
Ah, that's a secret.
Oh, no, no, no. What exactly is in your purse?
Sunglasses, yeah.
Food, and I am hungry.
It's for the baby.
Okay,
Credit card, 5 euros. My niece
what is that for?
is a radar looking for the Dragon Balls.
Let's take a look. Ooh! Ooh! I don't want to get you all excited, but I saw some little spray pump bottle right now. Can we take that out?
The parasites in the hair.
It's for, ooh, am I going to get something? Come on, Danny. Let's see what's in their purse.
Lipsticks for your lips.
I
You
know
never
what
know.
exactly. I know what you mean.
Well, don't be shy. Show them what you also have.
Whoa!
I
What is
have
this?
Allergies.
Okay.
So key.
Ooh, let me see what type of car. A Mercedes Benz.
My wallet, my sunglasses case, the keys, tissues, the phone, earphones, is that what tissues?
Yes.
And abanico.
Oh, wait.
We open it like this with good style and
I am very ecological, so I have a little bag,
Ooh.
plastic for children.
Oh, I think I see something. What is this?
This is not mine.
Is this for your boyfriend?
This is not mine.
It's my fault, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Oh, excuse me.
Yes?
Do you speak English?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God. Does your dog speak English? Hi, darling.
She tries. She's a bit afraid because she's very old and she's not used to be going outside house, and this is like her first time outside the house, like perhaps in 1 year. So she's really nervous.
What about this bag? What do you have in this one?
I have a couple of trousers.
They're a little bit long.
Yeah, they're a bit long though.
How do people look at you when you,
Cute. How cute. Oh, like
just like I did?
Exactly, kinda.
Is this an aphrodisiac? An aphrodisiac?
Yeah, sure.
You may need some of this.
Yeah, you may. Your cameraman may need some of it as well.
No, believe me, he doesn't need any more.
Figs?
Whoa, figs!
Figs?
Oh my God, Danny.
But don't let, there you go, don't let it drop on the floor.
I am going to buy your figs as soon as I can. Today I was shocked and surprised at how many people allowed us to view what was inside their bag. That never would have happened in the United States. I would have gotten slapped by the second or third time, y'all. And is there something that you actually have hidden in your bag that we should know about?
So did you see what was inside that guy's bag, the spray bottle?
Yeah.
That was a lice spray bottle. He told me it was for his kid who had just had lice, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to touch it. Yeah, but everybody was very, very nice. And the woman at the end, she actually came up to us and she said, I've got aphrodisiacs. And I'm thinking like, what do you have in there? And so I brought you guys a surprise today.
Oh.
Ta-da! Aphrodisiacs for all of us.
Do you think we need them?
I don't know about you, but I think I do.
I hope they are not the same things from her bag.
No. I got these last night.
Thank you so much.
I want you guys to do it the same way I did it on the show. I want you to bite into it like the woman told me to bite into it and make the same face I did. Are you ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
really good.
this is very good, yeah?
They're very good.
Where are they from?
Spar.
Oh my God.
Okay, from the supermarket.
Spadio.
The other ones, Danny ate them all. Put them in there. Okay.
Right, you said that you were surprised that people actually were very happy to show what was inside their bags, and that would never happen in the United States?
Yes, actually, when we went to ask people what was in their bag, I told Danny, the cameraman, I said, oh my God, I'm terrified. In the United States, they would not like that. It's very, very intrusive.
You're really uptight.
Yes, we are on that. Just give us a drink and we'll show you more.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was a little bit scared to do that, but everybody was very, very open, and everybody allowed us to go into their purse or their purse. I found a very cultural difference there, and
we have nothing to hide.
No,
We are
obviously.
open-minded and open-backed.
Y'all don't need a drink. We need a drink.
Okay, tell me, what is the strangest thing you guys carried in your bag?
It's difficult to say because the idea of strange, but in my case, for instance, a golf ball. But I've never played golf, and I just found it, and I put it in my bag, and it remained there for years.
Years and years.
Well,
Wow.
years. Months.
Why do you carry a golf ball again?
I don't know why. Yeah,
Maybe a
luck,
lucky thing.
luck. It's
Okay.
good luck.
I carry a heart-shaped lollipop. So if anybody actually is getting into an argument or something, I give them the lollipop, and they hopefully become happy. But it hasn't happened yet. I haven't had to use it.
So good. I don't know, I just, the older I get, the more things I need. Before, I could go out the house without anything on me, and now it's just like, just an extra charger for your phone, just in case. The toothbrush, you never know what you have to do, blah, 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 blah. And oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, I happen to have your purse. Yes. Let's go ahead and see what's inside her purse. Can I?
Yeah, there's a lot of tissues because I have a cold.
I'm going to take a little peek, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let's see what you find.
Oh,
there's not a lot of things today.
Anything strange?
Well, my
I
phone.
love this one. But okay.
Just in case, because it's cold, in the public transportation. My sunglasses.
There's a lot of things in here. I'm gonna have to.
Una
Lots
cartera.
of just-in-case things.
For my lips.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to bring this
I
and
didn't
shock you a
know
little
this,
bit.
And now let's finish this words and facts section with Marcela's guess words. So please, let's tell viewers again, what was last week's enigma?
Yeah, last week we had firm belief in someone's guiltiness. It was a 10 letters word. And any idea?
No,
Firm
I'm not even gonna
belief.
try.
I'm counting. I think it's convinced. I'm convinced, but
You're really
that's 9 letters.
conviction.
Conviction.
That's it.
So
That's it.
That's close.
You get it. Very close.
Okay.
Conviction, because of course someone who is guilty is convicted.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with strong belief, you've got strong conviction. This week is, I think, easier and it's shorter. A musical reminder, 4-letter word. A musical reminder, 4 letters.
Okay, so a musical reminder, 4 letters. A musical reminder, 4 letters. That's definitely a short word. Okay, we'll take a break now and we'll be right back in 3 minutes. Don't miss our interview with Diana Roig and Daniel Meyer. They are the assistant director and one of the lead actors of the famous musical The Little Shop of Horrors, or La Tienda de los Horrores, in Barcelona. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The love story between Seymour and Audrey, employees at Mr. Mushnik Flower Shop, takes an unexpected turn when a mysterious plant appears in their lives. This is the plot of Little Shop of Horrors, the famous musical that we can enjoy this season in Barcelona. We'll have a chat with the main female actor and its assistant director right after the following glossary.
We are talking about a theatre play today, so the first word of the glossary couldn't be more suitable. Off-Broadway. Off-Broadway means not located on the main theatrical district in New York City, and it is also a term used to talk about productions that are experimental, unconventional, low-budget or non-commercial. Our guests today talk about how demanding their play is. When you say that something is demanding, you mean that it is a job or task that requires a lot of your time, energy or attention. Another expression you'll hear today is Motown. Associated with the city of Detroit, it's a style of rhythm and blues of the 1960s, characterized by compact danceable arrangements and the use of elements from black gospel music. And last but not least, pay attention to this word, hype. Hype is the use of a lot of publicity and advertising to make people interested in something. It can also be used as a verb.
And since September, you can see La Tienda de los Horrores, adapted by Angel Llàcer and Manu Guix at Teatre Coliseum in Barcelona. A version based on the film directed by Roger Corman and the following off-Broadway musical. And today we have the pleasure to have with us Audrey, or what is the same, Diana Roig, and also the assistant director behind this show, Daniel Meyer. Welcome both.
Thank you.
Daniel, what can we expect from this super show, this super production in Barcelona?
You can expect a lot of energy, an excellent cast. We have Diana Roig, Marc Pociello, Ferran Ranier, that is something really important here in Catalonia,
Yes,
and
top.
José Corbacho. And we have also Silvia Parejo, Natán Segado, Víctor Gómez, Bernat Cot, and Raquel Jessica.
Excellent. Yes.
And they are really, really awesome. And something that is really also awesome and impressive is that that we can expect doing Manu Guix is doing the voice of the plant from Audrey too. So that is live. I mean, while he is playing the piano and directing the band. So that is something really good. And you can expect that we are trying to transmit a lot of energy and to do a really demanding work and being really, well, energetic.
Yeah, and the live music, it's amazing. It's like a rock concert.
Yeah.
¡Seymour!
¿Por qué no vas a la trastienda y traes esa planta tan rara e interesante en la que has estado trabajando?
¿Cómo lo llamáis?
Una Audrey 2.
Pues ya me cambio de 500.
¡Wow! Esa cosa puede ser tu billete a las estrellas.
¡Foto!
And Diana, this is actually you play the lead role with your colleague Victor. What can you?
And Marc Pociello and Víctor Gómez, both.
With both.
Yes.
But the protagonist is a plant. So what can you tell us about it?
This is a very good question. I think that the plant is the antagonist. Is the evil character, but it happens something very, very nice. Manu Guix, he built such an amazing Audrey too, so energetic and funny and friendly that when people leave the theater, people leave completely in love with the plant.
The plant, and the plant
Yes.
is on your T-shirt today.
Yes, I love the plant too. It's amazing.
Very cute. Looks like a dragon or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see more details about the plant in this show. I know it's an amazing piece of puppetry itself. No, how was it built? How does it work? The voice, you said it's Manu Gish's voice. How does it work?
4
on
plants,
stage?
I think.
We have 4 plants.
Because the plant is
Grows,
Yeah,
right?
it's gross.
And they were made by Carlos Piera, that is a sculptor, and is also part of the artistic team. And it has a lot of mechanisms, gears, and the weight. I think that the big one is like
It's very heavy, no?
Yeah, it's 250 kilograms weight, and it's really hard to manipulate it. And inside the plant, we have Kim Molina, that is part of our technical stuff, and he do a really accurate job because it's really hard to follow what Manu is speaking and singing, and to try to give life to that and to interact, because he has to interact with Diana and Mark, and it's really hard, and to look like a human plant.
But that is true. When I'm acting and I look the plant is completely alive. So I'm speaking with the plant.
Okay, the title of the play, it implies something frightening, but in fact, this is not frightening at all. It's actually a comedy, dark comedy, if you want, but it's a comedy.
Yeah.
How does the audience react to the play?
I think that usually when you do a comedy, it has a critical thing. So the creepy thing about Little Shop of Horror is that it says that if you feed the plant, that it means the greed, the ambition.
If you feed the plant with the
human
with
or
people, okay, with
whatever,
humans or with blood, right?
Yeah, or whatever it is for you that is important for you, finally you are going to lose everything, and that you have to be really in alert mode to see what are you giving for the ambition. So that is the dark part of this show, but we try to make a comedy, and it's a funny thing, and it's really the music is rock and soul. So
even the children love the history. The children don't feel that the plant it's
aggressive,
aggressive or something like that.
Okay, so it's a show for the whole family.
Yeah.
Have you seen the other versions of the play or the film? What is different in this version? That we can see at Coliseum Teatre in Barcelona? What does it have different from the previous versions?
I've seen the 80s film.
Yeah, me too.
And the script is quite the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are 2 different endings. The first one, the director, when they record the film, the director, he made an end very, I don't know.
Difficult to understand in
Yes.
Hollywood, probably.
And then they changed
It wasn't a happy ending.
No, it's not a happy ending.
And they changed this end, and they make
a really
happy
ending. In our version, it's not
happy.
It's happy, but at the same time, we try to respect that ending.
Yeah, but the dresses, the space is different.
The
the
aesthetic
costume
is completely different.
Yeah.
We try to make
Miriam Conta is the woman that made all dresses, and she made her version, so it's so different to anything and any version.
Quite spectacular, right?
Yeah.
Diana, is this your first lead role?
No, some years ago I played Sandy on Grease or Fantine, Les Miserables, some different. Yes.
All right. How did you prepare for this specific part?
I really love the job that Ellen Green made in the movie. So I look at her and I try to make a tribute to her. So my Audrey can speak very well the letter S. My Audrey doesn't speak letter S very well. So speak like a little bit like this. The same like Ellen Green. And the second thing important for me, it was the body position and the movements. So when I have these two things, my Audrey starts being alive.
And Daniel, what would you highlight about this show in particular?
Well, for me, that the Audrey to is Manu Gish is a really highlight thing. The aesthetic, it's something that I haven't seen here in Barcelona. A musical with this aesthetic. It's really dystopic. It's vintage, but at the same time, it's like futurist, like Ready Player One or something like that. You're watching and you don't know what you're looking at. The dressing of Miriam Conte is really spectacular, and the stage by Carlos Piera and Enric Planas is also. So
the Say Sisters.
Yeah, the Say Sisters. Yeah, we haven't mentioned them before, but the Say Sisters, that they are their narrator. They are three. They are spectacular. It's like. It's amazing.
Like three muses, amazing.
Yeah, it's like really Motown at the same time. You're the show starts and it's like a show from Motown.
Okay, so the music is very important in this show. Obviously, the Little Shop of Horrors has some songs that have become popular. Okay, and I think Diana, you're ready to sing a little bit for us today in English.
Okay. I will sing a short part from Suddenly Seymour. In that moment, Audrey realizes that she can trust Seymour and that she's in love with him. So it's one of my favorite moments on the...
Okay.
Nobody ever treated me kindly. Daddy left early. Mama was poor. I met a man and I'd follow him blindly. He snapped his fingers, me. I said, sure. Suddenly Seymour, he's standing beside me. He don't give me orders. He don't understand. Suddenly Seymour, he's here to provide me sweet understanding. Seymour's my friend. For example.
Wow, impressive. Very, very nice. All right, well, the story behind The Little Shop of Horrors is dramatic, dark, but above all, it's funny. Well, let's have some more fun with the stand-up comedians of the Giggles.
I used to be an au pair when I first moved to Europe. I worked for this amazing family. They were half Colombian and half Catalan. So they were 50% South American and 50% really bad haircuts. And they introduced me to something I had never heard of before I moved to Europe. I forget the name. Health insurance? Yeah, I had never heard of health insurance before. When they first told me about it, I thought it was the name of a band.
The Little Shop of Horrors is a musical that began with a film in 1960 and reaffirmed its success with another film directed by Frank Oz and featuring Rick Moranis. We'd like to talk about stories and musicals with our collaborator expert in cinema and much more, Tony Garcia. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, Tony, have you seen the two films and
Yes,
which one
yes.
do you prefer?
The one from the 80s. I think it's so colorful, so weird. You know, it's very strange, even for the 80s. That was a very strange time in Hollywood, you know, with people doing strange things. But I think that Rick Moranis, you know, is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
A very strange guy as well, you know, but in specifically fits in that film, you know. And you see it from the beginning. It's like the chemistry with him and Plant. It's incredible.
That's true. Okay, so you've got some other
I just used a little show of horrors as an excuse to pick, my favorite musicals. I hope they like it.
Let's see.
I haven't seen the play, but after hear Diana singing, I feel the urge to go and see it immediately.
Yes, please come.
You're more than invited.
We'll go. So we're gonna start with Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain is the best musical ever, and it is because it's not dated. It's still actual. You can see it. You can show it in schools. It's how it's filmed. How the people sings, how the people dance, It's like classical, but it's modern. It's incredible, and for me, it has the best musical number ever. That is Donald O'Connor, climbing to the walls, and it was
amazing scene.
It was done with 3
Makes
takes,
them laugh.
and we were talking off air about how this guy pulls off the number, which is something absolutely crazy, all in 3 takes. Because it's like a 5 minutes musical number, which is anyone that dances. It's not my case. You can at the end you're exhausted. You can breathe, and the guy is putting more and more energy in the number until the end of the scene is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it makes you ask: is this guy real?
Yeah.
Is he human?
I don't think that there is another one in the world that can do that.
When you think about dancers, you can think about Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire. Like both were like incredible in very different styles. But when you think about Donald O'Connor, I can think of another guy that can do the same with the same precision. And also, he was a comedian, he was a musician, he was an incredible dancer, he was a good actor, he had everything.
Usually, there's a lot of people that think that the actors from musical, they are worse than the text actor, but that's not true. They are like an elite sport man that is preparing a lot of times, a lot of hours. They have to take care of the voice of their body because they have to dance, they have to sing, they have to act. So this is
like the triathlon.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
I was thinking that.
Right now. Like a triathlon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Singing in the Rain, and I think it's
Thanks,
one of those musicals that everybody likes,
Yes.
even if you don't like musicals in general, right? But you do like.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons is because it's really organic. All songs go forward with the movie, so it's not that the movie stops so someone can sing and then you go at the action again. It's the music is part of the movie.
Yeah, explain things.
Explain things, So that's, for me, that's the secret of Singing in the Rain, and it's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Is this your favorite musical as well?
Yeah, I love the movie. I can watch that movie like once in a year for sure. Because
like forever.
It gets me in a good mood, always.
Yeah, it's the mother of all feel-good movies.
Yeah,
Enjoy life. Yeah. We've got more.
So the second one,
musicals?
I like it a lot. I think it was a victim of its own hype. It was La La Land. I loved it. I think it was, incredible. And the way he pulled it off, Damien Chazelle, it was really smart. Picking 2 actors that they were, not known to dance or sing, and they weren't especially good dancers or something. But at the end, you're convinced that they are the perfect couple to do the movie. And also, I like that it has a sad ending.
Me too.
Which is, which is the tone of the movie. It's a very sad movie, but it tricks you because it's a musical. You think, no, this is gonna end well, and no.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Like Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it's
Really?
also
It's
a
absolutely
big
amazing.
number. That
Yes.
it's impossible not to love it.
Yes.
What about Blues Brothers?
That's my favorite musical film. Apart from Singing in the Rain. I think it started out as a joke, from the Saturday Night Live and the band that John Belushi and Aykroyd put together for the show. And then it became an incredible movie, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, everyone is there. And then, for me, the best part is that they, at some point, you really think they are a real band. And after the movie, they became a real band and started touring, and it started out as a joke. For me, that's amazing. And then they have the record for destroying cars in a movie. 103 cars.
Oh my God.
They bought 90 cars from the police at $400 a piece, and they rebuilt some of the cars and destroyed it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
103 cars for the last scene of the movie.
Not very cheap, right?
No, and then they have that scene with a car going through a bridge, and all these Nazis jumping into the water, and then Aykroyd saying, "I hate the Nazis of Illinois." That's one of the best lines ever in the history of film.
Okay, I don't know if we have time for another one, but let's try very quickly.
Quickly with Moulin Rouge. You hate it or you love it? I love it. But I know a lot of people that hate it.
I love it.
And there's one story that Marilyn Manson was singing a song in the movie, Smells Like Teen Spirit from Nirvana. And then Kunilov just, he made a kind of a complaint and they killed the song. So you cannot actually hear it. It's lost.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well, thanks, Tony. Very interesting as usual.
Thanks to you.
It's been fun to hear cinema anecdotes with you again, with all of you. But now we'll finish the interview with the question chain. The dancer and choreographer Sol Picot and the director Fira Mediterrània de Manresa Jordi Fosas, who came last week, have some questions for you, I'm afraid. Let's hear them.
Hello. Can you make 5 periods in a row?
And have you ever danced a jota?
If we can dance a jota?
A jota?
Yes, that's right.
I don't know how to dance a jota.
I'm sorry.
I cannot dance anything at all.
We have to do it.
Well, Jordi Fosas is from Fira Mediterrània de Manresa, which is all about tradition. So jota, right, is a tradition, Catalan tradition.
Okay.
No.
I don't know how to dance a jota.
Me neither. I can dance a sardana, but
No,
Sardana, yes. What about the
Sardana,
pirouettes
you?
Sol Picot was asking you about?
No, not at all. Not me.
No way.
No way.
What about you?
Just
I
one.
could if you call an ambulance first, just to pick
I
me
don't
up at the
think
door.
so.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind. At least you tried. These were difficult questions, and Sol Picot is a professional dancer, so never mind.
Okay.
Okay, so before we go, tell me about your projects for the future.
Now I have a film on the cinema. It's called House, and it talks about the security of computers, of internet. It explains the dangers of being a user of internet.
Okay.
And for example, when you give all your information, personal information, and everything that can happen. So,
Daniel?
And I continue with ACA, AKA, that is a theater play that I have written. And we are on tour, and we're going to Madrid now to do a season, and then we come back to Barcelona to La Villarruel on May. And we are preparing with the same director, Montse Rodriguez, and probably the same actor, another play for the next season.
they won a Max and a lot of...
Yeah, it's been very successful.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you
are
very
the
much.
author, right?
Yeah.
The playwright.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and I hope it all goes well with La Tienda de los Horrores
Thank you
at
very
Teatro
much.
Coliseum. Until when?
Until the end of
January. Yeah.
Until the end of January. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel
Thank you.
and Diana. And Tony, of course, thank you. Until next time.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Well, are you Bollywood fans? Because we are going to meet Tiffany Jones, an Australian who now lives in Granollers and who fell in love with Bollywood in Norway. No kidding. She joined a dance school there, and now she even shares her passion with her little daughter. Don't miss one of us.
Hello, my name is Tiffany. I'm from Australia and I've been practicing Bollywood off and on for about 15 years. I used to live in Norway and my best friend was from South Africa and she's Indian South African and she introduced me to Bollywood films and I fell in love, the drama, the music. I love musicals and they're so romantic and there's dancing, you know. So it was fantastic. We used to have Bollywood nights, and then became like a little society in Hama in Norway, where I used to live, of people watching Bollywood. And then when I first came here, I saw Yuraima with this Shindia Senta, and I was like, I have to go. I think I saw Yuraima the first time on the street. It was one of these festivals, and I think she was on stage, and I just saw her, this beautiful blonde hair, and her with so much energy. What I love about Yuraima is the energy she brings. And I was like, wow, this girl can do it, you know, because I used to teach fitness belly dance, which is not dance because I'm not a dancer, but actually the moves. So then when I came here, I saw her and I was like, this is real dance. This is not what I was doing. And I was a little bit like hesitant to join because I was a bit proud. But finally I said, come on, you have to go because she's amazing. And I'm so happy that I went, yeah. And it was hard for me as a yoga teacher because I used to live a very strict lifestyle with a lot of do's and don'ts in my 20s, and I lost a bit of joy, and then I had to reconnect with what I found happiness in. And then as someone who was very strict, to come into something like this and lose that teacher control and just have fun, it was such a challenge for me, but I just loved it. I love the color. I mean, the dress-ups for me is beautiful. I love the jewelry. I love the face, all the makeup, the flowing scarves in the breeze, you know, and then the music. And it's actually related a lot to temple worship as well, the sounds that you get. And I don't know, it's just magical. It's like India itself, I think. It's like you either love it or you hate it. I just love it. And then with Yuraima, it's so easy because she keeps the classes quite easy. I'm not good at choreography, but just, I don't know, a simple move, just the shoulders or just the hands moving, I'm like, oh, it's like me. It's just fun, you know, yeah. I had a baby, Lydia. She's 5 now, so when I was pregnant, I didn't dance. I was literally, so when she was old enough, about 2 years ago, we started with the children and mothers. Bollywood. So that was fantastic for me because I get to dance and listen to the music, and she enjoyed it too. And now I'm so happy because she's watching Bollywood as well with me, so it's great. Every time you make a connection, it doesn't matter where, you're always making those bonds. So for me, every time I join a course or a class, it's important. And here, it's because you love it. This is a passion, you know, people don't join Bollywood for no reason. You go because you know it, you love the music, there's something, you might not have anything else in common, but you love this style of dancing. And for me, it's just when I hear the music, I like control, so I have to let go of that if I'm gonna have fun, and just, you hear the music and just go with it. There's a really big saying around the internet saying, you know, dance like no one's watching. And honestly, if you just go in and feel it, it's much better. Just forget everybody else. And actually, no one cares about you. They're worried about themselves, so just do it.
Hi. In English, we have a really useful expression that describes the accumulation of problems. On top of that. Yesterday, I locked myself at my house. On top of that, I realized that I left the water running in the kitchen. Disaster. We can also add more expressions to suggest even more problems. For example, to top it off. Yesterday, I locked myself out the house. On top of that, I realized that I left the water running in the kitchen. To top it off, my mobile phone was inside. Nightmare. We can also add a little bit more to that just to kind of suggest even more of a disaster with the phrase, as if that weren't enough. Yesterday, I locked myself outside. On top of that, I realized I'd left the water running. To top it off, my mobile phone was inside. As if that weren't enough, it started to rain. So remember, when things are really bad, don't despair. they can always get worse.
Today we have with us 4 rock musicians who will present their new album. Don't miss the interview and performance of A Contra Blues.
Welcome back. So we have another Aussie in the show today. You're about to meet Caitlin and her husband, Ramon, a couple who's been together for almost 2 decades. And if you want to discover their secret, check out their Love in Translation.
My name is Caitlin and I'm from Australia.
My name is Ramon and I'm from Gracia.
Not Barcelona.
And we've been 20 years together, almost 19. So we were together in a bar in Barcelona in '99. We had a common friend that had a friend that was Caitlin's friend as well. And a friend of mine was DJing there, so we met there, bumped into each other, and then we kept following each other up, I guess.
Ramon actually did, but it was like we met before Christmas, and then in February, I think it was, then he called me. So apparently he'd been trying to set up a date with a friend in common that we had, and saying, can you make sure that she comes to this party and then I'll come to this party and be like, oh, what a surprise. And then his friend got sick of it and said, here's her number, call her. I was a vegetarian when I came here, and I was shocked that when I said I was a vegetarian, people would say, here, have some ham. That for me was like, but I just said I was a vegetarian, but no, that was apparently acceptable here, that you could be a vegetarian and eat ham.
Maybe the veggies, that would be a tradition.
Oh, well, it's true actually. Like, Ramon grew up in a culture that was very seasonal in the fruit and the vegetables that they ate. And, you know, like knowing all the cuts of meats and the cuts of fish, like, whereas where I grew up, the meat came packaged, the fish came packaged. There was no bakery, so it was pan bimbo all the time. So that tradition of knowing what fruits are in season, what vegetables are in season, that's a really great thing that I've adopted.
I guess in Australia we were living there for a while, so I guess I adopted a little bit the way of working there. It's a little bit more focused than what we have here. And then the beer, I think the culture relating the beer, which is also here, but in Australia is very beer and barbecue. I guess we have costelladas y cerveza también.
He had to do a certain amount of numbers of barbecues to be accepted in Australia. Yeah. As I get older, I'm finding it much harder to have the meal times later. I don't know why, but now I want to eat at 12:30, and I'm happy to have dinner as early as 5:30.
Yeah, so from my side, I think it's the, I guess, anal almost adoption of law as something you cannot change. So I guess in Latin cultures would say we're a bit more flexible, and that's good and bad, but when there's a rule, Australians have a lot of trouble to not follow it. So that's something that I didn't quite like. Sometimes it was quite strict.
It's not fair.
They should put the same, you see.
When I was little, my older sister bit her nails, and so my mum got her some stop nail polish that tastes really yucky, so that you stop biting your nails. And I thought it was nail polish, so I started biting my nails so I could also get the stop nail. That's a long time now. I really can't blame my sister anymore.
Well, it's a great place. It has mountains, sea, it's relaxed. It looks like a holiday resort, the whole island, really, the whole 2 islands. It's a great place to retire, so I encourage anyone to consider New Zealand for a long holiday.
Yeah, me too. It's beautiful. Not that I love you is like really difficult to understand, but his English wasn't very good and my Spanish wasn't very good.
She used to speak Ramonesque, which is Ramon's own interpretation of English.
Today we are very happy to have with us A Contra Blues band. They are the winners of the European Blues Challenge 2014, but 13 years of musical career, more than 700 live concerts and 7 albums speak for themselves. In fact, they've just released their latest album, Jab, and we are lucky to have them in the show even before the official premiere. So we have here today with us Jonathan Herrero and Alberto Calvillo. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, first question, compulsory. Why this name, Jab? Are you fans of boxing?
Maybe not especially fans of boxing, but it's like the intention of the thing that you will find inside. It's like a jab, you know. It's like a
punch.
Yeah, it's like a punch. It's like a hit. Yeah, maybe in the face or maybe on the place. But the music, our intentions about music here is like direct thing, like a jab.
Exactly. For those who don't know, jab is a punch.
Yeah,
no?
it's a kind of punch.
Martial arts.
Yeah, especially in boxing, but it's a kind of punch. It's like when you're it's like this.
You know? When you're right-handed, is the hit you made with the left, you know, and it breaks the guard of the opponent, and it's kind of one of the 3 basic hits in boxing.
Okay, so in other words, if you had to use some adjectives to define your album, what would you say? Direct?
Direct.
What else?
Yeah.
Rough?
Yeah, and raw.
Raw.
Very, very rock and roll.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's an adjective, but I think it resumes the album.
It's fresh too, you know.
Fresh.
It's like,
yeah.
All right, well, this album, Jab, will be presented officially on the 2nd of November in Madrid and in Barcelona on the 7th. Okay, so can you tell us which are the differences between this album, your latest album, and the 6 previous ones?
We are older.
All right, yeah.
We know 1 or 2 things.
maybe
more
wiser.
Wiser.
Yeah.
And it has been recorded and composed in a very different way because we spent a lot of time composing the last one. We spent like 20 days to record the last one, and this has been composed in a month and recorded in 4 days. So it's another kind of vision, you know, musical vision. The songs are more direct, so that allows you to play it in a very raw way, you know.
Mm-hmm. In terms of style, A Contra Blues, is this a little bit misleading or confusing because it suggests that, I don't know, that it's just blues, or I don't know, how would you define
blues is over there, and in the early days we used to play more blues than right now. Now we can define it like rock or rock and roll.
Okay.
But of course it's influenced by the blues. And in the name maybe it's confusing, but
everybody reads blues, but nobody reads contra.
Yeah.
A contra. And it's like
So
a
explain that.
game with the words a contra luz in
Yeah.
Spanish, no, against the light. And you take a photo and the light is against the camera. So we play blues, but not necessarily playing blues. The blues is inside what we play. It's like Willie Dixon used to say that the blues is the roots of the American music, and other music are in the tree, you know. The tree grows, and there are ramifications. So we live in those ramifications, but we always take the roots with us, you know, and it's there.
Okay, that's a nice description. Tell me about your beginnings. 13 years ago, you started playing in the streets of Barcelona, and then you played in lots of venues in Europe, lots of festivals as well. How has your music changed all this time? And I know you had a lot of strange experiences, and you have lots of anecdotes to tell us, but
most of
tell
them
us,
we cannot tell.
one or two.
13 years.
Something that you can say to the camera.
Well, I recall one night we went to Cazorla, outside of Spain, a very big festival, 13 years in the making. And we won a reward, and the reward was to play there. Yeah. So we play at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, summer. We get
Too
sick,
hot.
you know, too hot, red. I had the same hair then, so I was devastated by the sun. And after the gig, we were driving the van, and I don't know why we started singing. We put our first record in the
singing, crying, and getting crazy.
Singing, I don't know why. And so we started screaming while driving.
Okay.
We hadn't. People used to think we were drunk. No, we weren't drunk. So we made a video. I don't know why I have a camera in my hand, a little compact camera. So I recorded the whole thing. Then we arrived to the hotel. We started jumping. Hector went up the roof of the van, dancing and like a pool dance. You know, I don't know. And that video went viral in YouTube in the early days of YouTube, 2006, 2007. We went viral. Then we have worked making videos, thinking about an idea. No, that won't work. No, nothing works like that video.
Really? Okay, you mentioned the van. Do you still use it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
It's like the old times bands, right?
Yeah, we try to do it like this, you know, it's our idea of this band and music. It's been always like this.
We bought that band when we didn't have a job.
Actually, because you started playing in the streets.
Yeah.
How does it feel now to be so successful, to
So
play?
what? No, what's that?
Yes, don't be modest. I mean, you've played in lots of festivals in Europe and lots of very popular venues. So how does it feel now to be here after all the difficulties I guess you've been through?
Well, the difficulties are still on.
Yeah.
We are very lucky to have the opportunity to play these venues and these festivals. But we are a working band, so we are very thankful to you to having us here, because for us this is an opportunity, and we are not in the radio, we are not in the big billboard or I don't know. But we are lucky because we have those opportunities. And when we play at the streets, we didn't think about this. We just play. We were a couple of friends playing, trying to make a band.
How did you go from the streets to popular festivals and venues?
Working hard and spending so many years in trying to rehearse a lot, and it's like an investment on the band, you know, in money and time, and I suppose it's reaching the right people to do it. It's an important thing because it's not easy to find 5 people with the same concept of a band and with the same.
The first 7 years of the
doing
band,
it, yeah.
we didn't get paid. Everything we earn, we invest. We bought the band. We make records by our own, which we are still doing it. But it's important to find the right people to make that investment and that commitment, you know.
Okay, one of your strongest points is your live concerts. You on stage, no? And your concerts usually last for 3 hours.
That was
right?
a long time ago. I'm older now.
Really? But you're still very good on stage
Yeah.
in live concerts. That's one of your the best experiences that you offer. How would you describe your live concerts?
Well, it's
What can people expect from them?
it's a solid experience, you know. It's the thing. I think the band is like tight, and you can notice that when you see and you hear it. And we try to do it like funny and
energetic,
and it's like the job. You know what I mean? It's a good experience, of course, and you cannot lose that. You know, you have to see it.
Yeah, our experience, it's mostly live. We have made 7 records, but we have played almost 800 gigs in 13 years. So we have lived in a stage all those years. So we have learned a lot about how to do it. And we have a very good experience playing in a lot of places, very different places, from the streets to huge stages. Different people from different ages, nationalities, countries, and we have very, very good experience. We have learned a lot there. So what you can expect is that wisdom, I guess, we have earned. And
some fun.
And you can find some people having fun between them too, you know, and you can show it to the audience, and the audience can receive that as a good thing.
And today, what are you going to perform for us?
Sorry?
Today, what are you going to sing?
Toxic Love.
Yeah.
Toxic Love.
It's our first single from Jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Toxic Love, and then the second one is called Bad Blood.
Bad Blood.
So why these titles?
Well, I don't know. When you write songs, sometimes inspiration comes from different places. Hector brings twist style song, you know, like the old twist. And he told me, I want to make this song called Toxic Twig. And I didn't find out the way to write something about a toxic twig. So I was watching the TV, and I was watching a cook making some recipes. And I thought, okay, if I would make a recipe about a toxic love, what would it have? So you have self-hatred, you have to have complacency, you have to have a stupid talk with a stupid friend, an old picture of your ex, that kind of thing. It's a silly song, but it's it's for dancing, it's not.
Okay.
And Bad Blood, it's an old story. It's about the OK Corral, Dog Holiday.
Yeah.
I was reading about it, and then I write about it.
Okay, Jonathan, Alberto, thank you so much for coming to the Weekly Mag. Looking forward to listening to you. English students sometimes get confused with different words that translate as just one word in their mother language. That happens with many verbs. And today, let's look at wait, expect, and hope. Here are the teachers from International House Barcelona to help you tell the difference.
Hi, I'm waiting for Tim to arrive so we can do this language tip. Now, he's normally very punctual, so I expect he'll be here soon, and I hope he doesn't make me look bad.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
So, what are we explaining today?
Today we're explaining the difference between wait, hope, and expect, all translated in Spanish and Catalan as esperar.
I've heard some classic mistakes with those three.
Indeed, yeah.
Should we start with wait?
Let's.
So, wait is when we stop doing something and just let time pass until something happens.
Like when I was waiting for you. And I was waiting for a long time.
Sorry.
Okay. And then we have hope, which is when we want something to happen, but we don't know if it will or not. For example, I'm hoping for really good weather this weekend.
And I'm hoping for an Arsenal victory in the football on Saturday. And so then we just have expect.
Yeah, and expect is when we believe something will happen, whether we want it to or not. So, for example, I expect you'll be late again tomorrow.
And another example would be, we expect the postman to arrive early in the morning every day.
Yeah, and because he's punctual, I expect him to be on time.
So let's recap quickly. We have wait, which is when you let time pass until something happens.
And we have hope, which is when you want something to happen.
And then we have expect, which is what we think will actually happen.
Okay, thanks.
So, see you next week. I'll be on time, I promise.
Okay, can't wait for that one.
You need 2 pounds of complaints and seeds. You need self-loading, low self-esteem. Just a pinch of the bad tasting love and a good pot to cook it on. You need the wrong mood, wrong bar, wrong day, and that old picture of your ex. Mix it all with a moonshine rum. Sit and wait for the perfect storm. You need a good talk with a stupid friend, with the empathy of rattlesnakes. Covered it all with a gallon of tears. Sit and wait till the right takes the beard. It's the old-fashioned toxic love. My recipe for a good toxic love. You need the always good old cocktail of drugs. Be our guest, choose the worst of them all. Petal and blue always make you so funny. But don't forget the old good golly Miss Small is the old-fashioned toxic love. My recipe for a good toxic love. That's the old-fashioned toxic love, yeah, yeah. Well, my recipe for a good toxic love. Yeah. Say it again, folks.
Three Irishmen walk into a TV set. That's today's quiz show, not a joke. Or is it? Stay tuned for the laughs and fun of Guess What, presented by Sergi Cervera.
Welcome back. We continue with our 90-second book recommendations. So in case you're wondering which book in English to read next, here you have Salvador and Aneida from the Xarxa de Bibliotecas Municipals to give you a hand. Check it out.
In my view, Wuthering Heights is the best love story ever written in any language. Don't worry, you don't have to agree with me, you have many other possibilities. The thing is that there is something very special about this book, and this is that Bronte analyzes masculinity in it. The story is Heathcliff the man we all desire or want to be? Or is he a man that we all fear and hate? Decide it for yourself, but masculinity is still being analyzed today 200 years after Bronte wrote it. What do you think of it? Tell me all about it.
It's the beginning of the 20th century in Great Britain in a town, and some criminal events happened. The main suspect is George. The other character in the title, Arthur, starts to investigate, decides to solve those crimes and find out who made them. This Arthur is no other than Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. So if you've enjoyed Sherlock Holmes novels, you may enjoy this one, as you will see some biographical details of the author.
And now, as promised, it's time for Guess What? Our quiz that enlightens the mind, or at least that's what our quizmaster says just before having a laughter attack. Sandy Cervera, welcome.
Hi, Mars. I am serious when I say that this quiz teaches something. Not sure what, though. Bottom line is I am happy as a clam to be back again in this special quiz about homes. Well, homes and one home country, Ireland, which happens to be the place of birth of our 3 contestants.
Exactly. Today we have with us 3 Irishmen, our collaborators Mark Roderick and Donncha Tiernan. Actually, you can see Donncha in our stand-up comedy section, The Giggles, and we'll complete our clover of Irishmen with the graphic designer, Killian Cooper. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks.
So, Killian from Ireland, where from exactly?
County Cork, the real capital of Ireland, they say.
Excellent.
They do say that. They do, yeah.
What about the others? What about the other Irishmen?
Well, it's intense competition here. You have a guy from Galway, a guy from Cork, and I don't really know where he's from.
I'm from a little town called Ennis. Yeah, I just won the tidiest town in Ireland, so eat that, lads.
We have a gang
All right.
here.
Yes. Well, Killian, we saw you in our section First Timers in a Castadies rehearsal. So what was the experience like?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, you never forget your first time, especially your first Castellers. And getting that close to strangers to build a human tower, you know, you learn a lot, especially your breathing techniques. So it was amazing. Really
You
good
did
fun.
very well.
Thank you.
You're like Sting.
Oh yeah, it's Sting doing Castellers.
Tantric castles.
Well, let's get our quiz started with the multiple choice challenge. We have asked people about the strangest thing they've seen through a window. And this guy told us this.
The worst thing or the weirdest thing I have seen through a window, a man on the toilet with just a really, really big window open for anyone and everyone to see.
Everyone to see. Well, a man on a toilet with its window open for everyone to see. But what explanation does he give? Why was he doing it? Option A is he was indeed an exhibitionist. Option B is he had fallen asleep on the toilet. That could happen to anyone. And option C, he really needed to ventilate the place.
B, he probably fell asleep.
He fell asleep.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
That could happen to anyone,
B,
right?
Absolutely. It's happened to me many times.
I
a
didn't
boring
want
book,
to admit
a
that
boring
in
book
public,
and you finished.
What did he have for dinner? Because then it would be C. He would have to, you know, depending on what he ate.
I could find out, but I'm certainly not doing it
It's a lot
today.
of a way to go for an exhibitionist because you're probably holding it in, running around the city, or indeed just trying to rent an apartment or just find a place with an open enough window so you can go to the toilet for everyone to see. It's a lot of an effort for an exhibitionist where you can just march on the street and take down your trousers. So I'm going to go with B, he was sleeping.
Okay.
I'm
what's
going
your...
to go C. It's
With
gotta
C.
be- yeah.
So he really needs to ventilate the place,
Yes,
right?
he's tying
Okay.
it up.
So, well, here's the answer.
He was probably an exhibitionist. It must have been. But that's rather strange to me. It's not something I would like to stare at. Slightly uncomfortable.
All right. So he took seriously. He was a committed exhibitionist indeed. And that means that point goes to no one. I'd like to know what this man would think of the Caganet, though.
Oh, I love caganets, yeah. I love Theo at Christmas, you know. Yeah, I love beating a log so it puts out presents.
We have to invite this guy in to our show someday, Marcela.
Okay, we can try.
Exactly. All right, so next story about homes. We asked around about problems with neighbors, and we came across to this story.
Yeah, we've had a very dodgy downstairs neighbour once, yeah.
Well, her neighbor downstairs was dodgy. But how dodgy do you think he was? I'm gonna give you a few options. Well, option A, he used to throw noisy parties very often. Option B, he rehearsed with his bagpipe night and day. Option C, he was dangerous and under police surveillance.
I'm gonna go with C by the tilt of her head. Like, dodgy, the way she said that. Yeah,
Okay.
Her cadence said actually dodgy.
Okay, using logics to find out the right answer. I like it. What's your pick?
I'm going to go for B for bagpipes because this whole Celtic connection you got going on with the show.
Okay. Very logical answers, guys. Mark?
Dodgy bagpipe players don't exist, first of all. The second one, the third one, like dodgy under police surveillance, like was there like a white van parked outside with like, you know, what was the first one?
The first one was noisy parties, but very often.
With bagpipes.
See, the thing
No,
is,
that's option B.
That's dodgy. I'm gonna go just to be different because we're all from different counties here. I'm gonna go for A, and he threw dodgy parties. There's probably drug addicts and things there, and parties and DJs and stuff like that. No, I don't know.
All right, let's go through them again. So you are option A, parties very often. You are supporting C, surveillance, and you are
the Red Hot Chili bagpiper. Yeah.
There you go. So let's find out.
He got himself into trouble with some very bad people. So we had the police presence, and we had the flat under surveillance for a while, and it was not very nice at all. And all the windows got broken in his flat. So yeah, it was quite frightening for a while.
All right. So job well done. Point goes to you.
Okay.
That's 1 point, right? Not 5.
That's one. Exactly.
Okay, so Donica has 1 point, and that's it for the moment. But the game will continue. Anyway, talking about neighbors, what is or what was the worst neighbor you ever had, here or in Ireland?
Oh my God.
Time to tell the truth.
Here,
or have you been the worst neighbor ever?
What was the worst experience you ever had with neighbors?
I had an experience here where the neighbor called the cops. Literally, I was sitting in my apartment listening to Elvis Presley at a relatively low volume.
Relatively low volume?
It was Elvis Presley. It wasn't exactly like a techno party was going on. And I was sitting having dinner with some friends. And this guy consistently, like, he always used to like complain about like me walking on the floor at nighttime, or like, you know. One day the cops showed up. I was having dinner. I was sitting there. I was drinking a glass of wine with a friend, and Elvis Presley was on in the background. I had the windows open, and the cops came, and they're like, as a local guardia local or whatever they're called, no? Like, the fucker had called the cops on me just for having dinner and listening to music. And this was constant. This was just one, like a crescendo of a bunch of things that he used to do. He locked my my letterbox as well one day, like put glue inside the key so I couldn't get into it.
Well,
it was a nightmare.
we have a video of the neighbor version of the story. Let's watch it. No, just kidding. Last multiple choice question.
No,
we asked about the accidents at home, and this man told us this.
Some time ago, my son and I were out just before Christmas and Christmas Eve, and we had probably a bit too much to drink, I think, although I can't really remember, so I don't know why I'm telling you this, because I can't remember. But we did come through the window and smashed the window and turned the Christmas tree over and so on.
So, they got drunk, smashed a window, and knocked over a Christmas tree. A nice Christmas view. But what did he say to his wife? So let's see. Option A, a burglar had come in and fled afterwards. B, he hadn't done it. His son had. And option C, he'd started arguing with Santa over a Christmas present, and things got complicated and heated up. Exactly, out of hand.
Well, I mean, I have had to explain things drunkenly in the immediacy of a moment, and I'm gonna play that.
We have a video for that too. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm gonna play that experience up against, I presume, the power games that come and play when you become a father. And I'm gonna say he blamed his son and looked at his son and said, did
You
this.
did it.
You did
You
this.
say yes.
Yes. Blame the sun.
Okay, blaming the sun.
I'm going to agree with Donica. You know, that's one of the perks of being a parent. You can just blame your kids. So B.
Is that a recommendation?
No,
Hey,
I'm a
folks, just
bad
do that
parent.
if you get in trouble.
I'm going to take
I'm
the
sure
fa-
you're blaming your son
No,
too.
no. I reckon the guy had a sense of humour, and after a few drinks, you know, he sounds like he's from the north of Ireland.
That's
They've
the
got a
other
nice
option.
sense of humour. Look, I reckon it was Christmas, and I reckon he's going to play the fight with Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to make his wife laugh, and then, you know, forget about the fact that the window's broken.
All right, so here's what he did.
Of course, I denied all knowledge of that and blamed my son entirely. And so far, I've got off scot-free. Somebody has to take the blame.
Oh, naughty boy.
He was in the wrap.
Yeah, it's still early days.
I can still get back in there. Yeah.
So you
You'll
two
learn.
got it right, and Mark, unexpectedly
Still on zero. Still on zero, yes.
Exactly.
These questions
Nice
are not
try
helping
though,
me.
Mark.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice try. 2 points for Donica, 1 point for Killian, and
Zero.
for the moment, no points
Thank
for
you,
Mark.
Sergi. Zero,
but
yes.
the game's not over. One question for you, guys. Have you ever behaved in such a way? Have you ever blamed anyone for something that you did?
What time does this show go out?
On the right time to tell the truth.
Oof. I'm going to take a back seat on this one personally. I don't think my mother would appreciate the only stories that are coming to mind.
Okay, fair enough.
Killian?
Oh, I'm going to pass the buck too. You know, there's too many.
How do you know we're actually Irish? Because they're like,
That's right, exactly.
We don't
know is this for TV?
When they told us that we were going to have Irish contestants, I expected something very different than that. Like I pass too. Mark, you are our last.
That's how
host.
you know the stories are real, because we're embarrassed to tell them, and also immediate concern is like, my mother might see this. I don't want my mother to see this.
Worst case scenario. Yeah.
All right, guys, time for bell and horn and hammer, because our contestants now will face the speed challenge.
So now every right answer will give you 2 points. Of course, as our guest Killian will have the honor of the bell, so Mark and Donica will have to make do with the horn and the hammer.
Yeah, definitely we wanted to make it more Irish with the harp, but that was out of our league. So time to check
Try
them.
them, yeah, you can try them.
Just try them.
I could add a tin whistle.
Or
Exactly.
some
There we go.
spoons, some
Hammer.
Yeah, you can.
would be
Some
Irish.
spoons would be, but you definitely have to be
We
very
didn't hear your
fast on
bells.
that
Ring my,
challenge.
there we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
There we go.
Okay, they are working.
And the rules are very simple,
Yeah.
right?
Ring your bell, honk your horn, or hit your hammer to answer. If the answer is wrong, the other 2 contestants can try again. Today we will give you a fictional or a real address, and we want you to guess who lives there. This is
my God.
This is the speed challenge, so you don't have to wait for the end of the address. Ready? Let's go.
Okay, first one. 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom.
Bono.
But Bono lives in Killiney.
Good try,
Good
nice
try.
try, but
Did
no.
you say Bikini Bottom?
We said that, yeah. Mark.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
There you
Well
go.
done.
Point to
Great.
Mark.
Very good.
So
Back
well
in the
done.
game.
Excellent.
Back in the game.
Yeah, so here we go. 698 Candlewood Lane, Cabot Cove, Maine.
Stephen King.
No, that's incorrect. But nice
Yeah,
try.
that would be nice.
Could be close. It could be an
He
interesting.
lives in Maine, I think, so I wasn't exactly
does,
sure.
yeah.
Like in New
Cabot
Jersey.
Cove, Maine. Do you know?
I have no idea, but I'll hazard a guess.
Okay,
Is it you,
you can tell
Sergi?
them.
Yes, that was me. I was expecting you to
Okay.
know that. So here
I
we
think
go.
We can tell them who
We
it
can
is
tell
as
them,
well.
yeah.
Who lives in
Jessica Fletcher. A nice young
for
lady.
God's
Here we
sake.
go. Next
Okay,
one.
next one. 4 Private Drive.
Harry Potter.
That's
Dirty.
correct. Point to you. Wayne Manor, Gotham City.
Bruce Wayne.
That's correct. Point to him.
Okay.
That's correct.
Cemetery Ridge, USA.
Stephen King.
Yeah, that was a good one. Pet
You
Sematary.
cannot use that one as the. I mean, as the catch.
Can you repeat it again? Can you repeat it again?
let's
Sorry.
see. Cemetery Ridge, USA. Who
The,
lives there?
the Addams Family.
That's
Yes.
correct. Point to you. All right. South Fork Ranch, Texas.
Chuck Norris.
No, that's incorrect. You go for it. Killian?
It's a ranch.
George
Yeah.
Bush.
No, that's incorrect. Any idea?
South Fork Ranch.
Come on, you know it. It's a very famous TV series.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
No, that's not correct. Ewing
We can
family, yeah.
Yeah, Ewing family.
Ewing family.
What show is that?
The Ewing.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Next.
Okay, 742 Evergreen Terrace, Springfield.
The Simpsons.
Correct. He went faster. 221B Baker Street,
Sherlock Holmes.
That's correct. You have to be faster, Mark.
7 Eagle Street, Dublin.
Mark. Now you were the faster, but you don't know the answer.
Wait. 7 Eagle Street, Dublin.
Come on. It's a speed challenge. Come on. Next, do you know it?
Right. Yes.
That's
well
correct.
Done.
Point to
Leopold Bloom, the main character from Ulysses.
Well done.
Exactly.
Guys,
Okay.
pay attention, because here I go. Number 10 of Downing Street, London. Killian.
Boris Johnson.
That's correct. The Prime Minister.
And he's
He's the Prime Minister
He's
of
the Prime Minister of England.
Prime Minister of England.
For now.
Okay.
Unexpectedly.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C.
There we go. Yes, Donald Trump.
That is
Okay,
unexpectedly
The
correct.
President of the United States.
The President of the United States.
Unfortunately.
And here we go. St. James Gate, Dublin, Ireland.
It's the Guinness factory, Guinness Brewery.
That's correct. Point to Killian. Job well done.
All the drinking
Okay.
questions I got.
So I'm impressed. Very well done, no? Especially the brewery. That I think was the
That was me, yeah.
the quickest answer. So the score is 10 points for Jonica, 7 points for Killian, and 6 points for Mark for the moment.
I'm bringing up the tail end
You
of the
found
group
your nemesis,
again.
Mark. You
Oh,
found
no,
your
I've got
nemesis.
lots of nemesis. I have
Okay.
you, I have him, I have Patricia.
Hey,
What would be?
Nemesis.
I have a question. What would be your ideal address? Fictional or not fictional?
Oh, the Playboy Mansion. I don't know what address that is, but that's in Hollywood, right?
That's correct.
There
That's
you go.
Hollywood.
I would be quite happy
We
there.
don't know
Okay,
I'd
I'm not
go-
surprised.
Exactly. We're not surprised. What's your...
I'd go Casa Dali and Cadaqués.
Okay.
But like in
such
the
a
egg,
difference.
egg
Yes.
number 2 or something like that.
That's why they are leading the game, Mark.
Yeah.
More intellectual answer.
Yeah. It was the quickest one that came out.
It's a lovely little town called Ares in Galicia that I love. I'm going to move there if I win the lottery or I'm on the run from the cops.
What's it called? Sorry.
Ares in
Oh,
Galicia.
yeah. And if
Okay.
I go there first.
All right. So get ready for the third and last round. Every right answer will be not 1, not 2, but 3 points. You guys
Okay,
ready?
but for the moment, we leave you get used to it and get ready because you are going to have a bit of stand-up comedy with the giggles.
I love hip hop. My favorite rapper is DMX. Top 3 songs: Where My Dog's At, What's My Name, and Where the Hood At. Is it just me, or does DMX have early onset Alzheimer's? It's like, come on, DMX, time to go to the assisted living home. There'll be a nurse to come around every 10 minutes to tell you where your dogs are.
Okay, well, and it's time to face the third round of Guess What, which we have tailored especially for you 3.
Exactly, totally, Marcela. Yeah, Marcela will ask a few questions about your home country, Ireland, and I guess they will be easy for you, or not, who knows. Same rules as the last challenge, but now right answers are not 1, not 2, but 3 points.
Okay, ready?
God. He has a
Okay, the
distinct
first-
advantage, huh?
So you are blaming the winner, yeah.
Yeah.
How odd is that, right, Mark?
Right, the first one goes like that. The Blarney Stone at Blarney Castle near Cork is supposed to give the gift of eloquence to whoever kisses it. I'm sure all of you have kissed it. But where in the castle do you have to go to kiss the stone?
Mark,
You have to hang yourself upside down. I think somebody has to hold your legs while you kiss the stone, and it's at the top of like a tower or something like that, no? Yes?
That's absolutely right. 3 points go to Mark.
Okay, that's
There is a
right.
game here. There is still a game to play.
Back in it, I'm back in it.
Don't call it a corner.
That's like the vaguest right answer I've ever heard. Half of your answer was.
You go upside down. Is
That was
your
a whole
answer?
explanation.
Did you hold somebody upside down and I don't know. Yeah, go on.
Okay, the second one goes like this. What city held the first St. Patrick's Parade ever?
Mark.
Athlone.
That's not correct.
I'll say.
Dublin.
That's not correct.
All me, okay, Galway.
That's not correct.
Well,
The
it's
answer.
not in Ireland.
It's New York.
That's exactly. That's New York. That's New York.
Is it too late or do I get the points?
It's too late. The answer was indeed New York City. Irish soldiers serving in the English Army celebrated the day by marching through New York in 1762.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah,
Next.
a while ago.
Okay, next. How many times has Ireland won the Eurovision Song Contest?
7.
Damn it.
That is correct. More than any other country, and which
What a
makes me
loser record.
Yeah.
What a terrible record to have.
Which makes me wonder why this year Ireland got the worst place in the semi-finals, only 16 points.
It's like it's a sign of how culturally developed a country is, how hard they try at the Eurovision, and I'm thankful to say we haven't been trying for quite some years.
About 25 years since Riverdance, we haven't tried.
Well done, well done.
Okay, next one. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, what is the oldest pub in Ireland?
Mark. Oh my God,
I know it. The oldest pub in Ireland is
Mark.
in
Next.
the Temple
Anyone?
Bar. The Temple Bar.
That's not correct. Any chance for you
I
guys?
thought it was.
I'll throw out O'Looney's in Lahinch for no reason other than I like it.
That's correct. It's Sean's Bar in Looney, dating back 900 years.
Okay, that was a complete punt.
You're doing it. Okay.
Lahinch isn't even 100 years old, is it?
I don't know, but
Stop looking my cards.
Okay, next. Ready?
Here we go,
Totally
guys.
rigged.
Pay attention to
Shall I go on?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So,
Just the new Patricia.
pay attention, please. The word whiskey comes from Asquibo, which comes from Scottish and Irish. But what does it mean in Gaelic?
I got it first, I believe.
Come on.
It means water of life.
That's absolutely right. Well done, Don.
What was illegal to grow in 1447 in Ireland?
Mark, you.
Potatoes.
That's not correct. Next.
I don't know. In 1400.
Anyone?
Pochine.
Huh?
Pochine.
That's
grow it,
not
you grow
correct.
it.
And it's gonna. You guess now.
Marijuana?
That's not correct. Could be, but it's not correct.
Hold on, one second.
Mustaches.
Can you repeat?
Mustaches to growing a mustache.
Oh,
that was illegal.
Even in November?
Yeah, and you know why?
No.
No, seriously, because I have no idea. I want to know it. No? Next then.
It's all about the beard.
Okay.
The beard.
In what fictional Irish island was set the famous sitcom Father Ted?
Craggy Island.
Craggy Island, that's correct. You have to wait,
Well
Mark.
done,
Because
well
we give you the chance
Okay.
and then you don't know the answer. That's correct, job. Well done. And yeah, for those who haven't seen Father Ted, it's considered one of the best sitcoms ever.
The best, yeah.
It is the best,
It
without
is the
a doubt.
best.
Yes.
We
were actually talking about it just before we came on the set. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
That was
excellent.
tough.
So now we'll go through the score again, which is 22 points for Donica, 7 points for Killian, and 9 points for Mark. Okay?
We have a new
So,
winner here.
Well, we have come to the last question. Finally, it works the same way, but this one's worth 5 points if you get it correctly. So, if you get it wrong, 5 points will be taken from you.
Oh, awesome.
And the question works like this. I tell you the first part of an Irish joke, okay? And you have to finish it.
You
But
put us up
remember-
against a comedian.
Okay, you have to finish it. I'm not finished, so you need to remember you can ring your bell, hit your hammer, or honk your horn anytime. Okay?
All right, guys, you guys ready?
Oh, God.
Here we go. Jerry Connors walks his dog through the village every day. One day, Mr. Connors is on his walk without the dog. His pal Billy sees him and asks, where is your dog? And Mr. Murphy answers, I had to have him put down. Was he mad? asks Billy.
No, he was just being annoying.
No, he was just being drunk.
I don't know.
No, I'm not risking my points for that. I've no idea. Oh, we risk points.
Oh, shit, yeah.
All right. So
all in the name of
I
comedy.
don't know how to count that.
Well, we all know why he's holding back in his jokes.
You probably don't know it, but the final score is 22 points to Don, who hasn't lost any of them. 2 for Killian, who did a great job, but he lately lost 5 points on the very last round. And 4 to Mark. Period.
Okay, no more jokes, right? No more jokes.
Can you tell me the answer to
So
the
what
joke?
was
Is that
the
possible?
answer?
The answer.
What is the answer to the one with the dog?
Is it even a joke?
Is it even a joke?
Okay.
I think it's a news story.
Jerry Connors walked his dog through the village every day. One day, Mr. Connors is on his walk without the dog, and his pal Billy sees him and asks, "Where is your dog?" Mr. Murphy answers, "I had to have him put down." "Oh, was he mad?" asks Billy. "He wasn't too pleased." Mr. Murphy replies, "You can laugh if you want." You are not having any point for that. It's not our joke. We didn't invent it.
I think it's unfair that you're putting that joke on our people. I think we're funnier than that.
They were definitely funnier than those jokes.
Okay, well,
Okay, we could agree with that.
well, maybe you could tell us a joke.
Well done, Marcella. Here we go.
And if he doesn't, he loses 27 points.
Yes, 27 exactly. He loses
We're
all
doing
his
one.
points. It's like a bonus round.
2 points. 2 points if you make us laugh.
Okay.
Marcella and I, we are the judges here. You can laugh if you want, but
Marcella laughs at anything. That's not fair.
let's her decide. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Thank you,
Here we go.
Mark.
Go for it, Don.
Thank you very much.
I recently found out, unfortunately, that I'm arachnophobic. It's not that I'm afraid of spiders. It's just that I don't think they should be allowed to get married and be happy.
I'm just
Yes,
the easy
that's
laughter.
it?
I mean,
That's it. Yeah. It's a good joke.
All right. Yeah.
It's so weird to do that on camera, you know, putting the pressure on the fact that people's gonna laugh or not. Job well done. We're giving 2 extra points for you, so you are just the
All
winner.
right. So the winner is Donica with 24 points. 2 points for Killian and 4 points for Mark. Okay. Well, we have a winner here. Congratulations, and also congratulations to the other 2 contestants. Thank you for bringing your Irish humor to the Weekly Mag. Right. And thank you, Sergio. Until next time.
With pleasure.
Okay, and here ends the Weekly Mag today. We practiced English and had some fun along the way. Catch up with all the sections online on lasharcha.cat if you missed them. You can also post the solution to Mario Serra's Guess Word on the social media. A musical reminder: 4 letters. Stay tuned, practice your English, and have a nice week.